won't go very techy unless anybody wants to stay after, and I'll go all sorts of tech with you guys. But what essentially was happening is we were outstripping our bandwidth with those cameras. So I know nobody wants Big Brother looking on them, but sometimes it's nice to have a camera on and find out who stole a kite. I know that was a big controversy on Facebook, that's why I mentioned it. You know, who broke into the Onion. Those are things that we need to know. We need to police our own people. So security is a good thing. But we started stripping out our bandwidth capabilities in security. New high definition, we put in new high definition so we could see at night. Well, the bandwidth latency for that degraded the signal so bad we couldn't see who was stealing what, or who was running what, or who was taking yard art, or deers, or flowers, or who was kicking around anything. So getting fiber out here and getting the capability of Sandy Pines no longer being in the backwoods of Allegan County, but being a real city, we are a city, and getting those services was necessary. It was necessary for us to go forward. Okay, the foundation that we built was broken and crumbling and falling apart. It was. And we needed to fix it. And that is why we ended up going and finding multiple fiber bids. The reason that we went with Charter is they were less money. Internet's internet is internet. Sorry, Tom, but you were a little bid. So we went with Tom. We went with Charter. And that was simply the reason why Charter is doing the fiber internet. I would imagine that some of that had to do with they had our digital TV and he leveraged the cost across some of that digital TV. I don't know. The point is fiber was brought here. The internet was brought here. That glass was brought here for Sandy Pines as a community for this year and for the next 10 years. Alright. Did I hit that home, or did anybody have any questions on the fiber? We have fiber questions? Yes, ma'am.
So let me explain this then. So we basically, by getting the digital TV, we can upgrade to fiber optics so that we can camera the whole, so that they would work properly. So we're getting charged cable TV, which our antennas was fine. So we're getting charged $125 a month.
Are you Krista? Okay. I saw your question. I would happy to sit down and walk through the math for you. No, the fiber optics and TV were completely two separate bills. They leveraged us as a customer, right? If we're business people, we can leverage customers on multiple things sold into one of those people. Best Buy counts on you buying a CD player and then going and buying a CD. They don't count on you just buying one thing. Yeah, the cable TV vote was done before I was a member, so yeah. We brought fiber in because the system when before was broken.
Fiber will go will spread across a much broader spectrum than just the security cameras. So
yeah, that's everything.
That's just one of the elements that are going to help us in the future with being able to connect all the buildings together.
Yeah. We can get excited. We can get excited about the internet. I mean, I'm envisioning like resort type of things where we can fill lunchbox money and send our kids over to the grill and get a hamburger or whatever and do it. I mean.
We're delivering to each site for just over $10 a month, and you were paying less than that? Yeah, you are paying $129 a year. Internet is a different story. That's that's $45 a month for internet, yep. And we're gonna work on trying to get that down. We've already talked to Tom about that, see if we can do something with that. Well, we'll be starting as soon as we possibly can on next year.
So let's,
What we can do with it. We're gonna see how many people are signing up. We still don't know how many people are gonna need modems.
so let's, can we talk about the condos real quick? I know you guys got members, but I'd like to hit on the condos just a little bit, because they seem to like get left out a lot, right? So, can we talk about condos? Condos are year-round people, and you've stolen all of their loves of Charter about having DVR and internet that they could bundle together. What can we do for them, and what are the plans? How do we do year-round cable? How do we do year-round internet for them and put them on the same services? Or can we?
Remind me how many units we're talking about for condos? 56 units?
Now, when they're finished, it's
54.
Okay.
right now, they're 30, 31.
So, I would say that, year-round users, and it's the same answer as people who are only here part of the year. I think we have to look at trying to get you closer to what you want, right, and what you expect. And for condo users, because they're essentially a little geographically separated, right? They're across the road, do I understand that right? Okay. Maybe that's something that we can do quicker. I don't know. But, right now my notes say cable boxes and DVRs, right? That's primarily what we need to find a way to address as quickly as we can.
Can we talk a little bit about Charter phones? Phone service?
Sure.
I mean, I have Charter business at my business,
Okay.
and we have Charter phones,
Yeah.
and we're great.
Okay.
Can we have that here?
I don't see why you couldn't.
How much?
I don't know.
When do we know?
As soon as you tell me how many you need.
How many you guys want? 12.
Doesn't work, is that it?
Come on, some humor, guys. This is okay. Remember, we're working through this together. We can hug it out afterwards. So, not you, Tom.
The fact that you guys have the ability to do two-way traffic, you have cable modems in the park, that to me says that you can also have phone service here. I guess I really wasn't ever asked or had anyone make a request of me for phone service. Certainly something we can look at. And there's different ways to do that as well, right? I mean, it can be individually to individual units. You can take a centralized approach to that as well. I mean, phone service can be done a lot of ways too. Sure.
I'll repeat it.
That we won't be able to get our phone service through Charter. Then how are we supposed to get it? I mean, because we had a bundle.
Who do you call to get phone service? So once we decide that we're gonna do phone service, which I think we are, and we figure out that we can do so many phones for this price, and then if we get more people along, obviously the more people we get, we can lower the phone price. Right, Tom?
Yes.
Okay. Then we can come out, and I would imagine that's still gonna go through Sandy Pines because it's a single point.
I would think so.
Okay.
And like I said, I mean,
Does that answer your
I
question?
believe the technology is in place for you guys to be able to have phone service. It's a different box.
We already have
My sister-in-law just called, she's handicapped, she just
Okay.
got her to come out and phone it 2 days ago.
Charter service is still 100% available out here. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I mean,
not the bundle.
not with the bundle thing, right? So, I just want to make sure that we're hitting on questions. We'll stay and keep on going, but I want to make sure that everybody that did put in questions in there,
Now, we have Charter phone already,
Okay.
but they don't work. They cut in and out, in and out.
When you're talking, you can't hear people on the other end. that kind of
They
thing.
off and on from the phone. They work, it's not
Do
working.
you know,
And it happened when you made the switch.
okay, and have we had anybody out to take a look at individual, and did they give you any
We
answers?
had a lot of that.
Okay, what did they say,
They
why?
said it's gonna be that way, that's just the way the system is.
Okay, So, to me, that sounds more like an infrastructure issue, right? I mean, as far as, and I mean, it's our infrastructure, right? So, what I'm saying is that if it's working in some spots and it's not working in others, it sounds like we need to look at the spots where it's not working and try and do some things to improve it, right?
Phones in the condos work fantastic, don't touch them.
Wouldn't dream of it,
So let's talk about channel lineup,
okay?
because we don't like you.
Yeah?
You
Got
took,
that.
you took away my QVC, you took away my faith-based, you took away a lot from me. How do we get that back? Is there like a numbering system? And can we get rid of all 20 of the MTV channels? Because sorry, MTV, the real world, when it was actually the real world was awesome. Now it's just terrible. Sorry. I didn't mean it.
You gonna take away sports?
We'll keep the sports and bring faith-based back in QVC. How's that?
So, I think on the channel lineup, I mean, I at least have better answers on that, right? I mean, we can essentially do on the channel lineup what Sandy Pines determines they would like us to do, right? It's really not, sorry?
NFL Network, I got MLB, why the heck I ain't got NFL?
Apparently Gene's a baseball fan.
So hang on. We can do some change up in our
Okay,
lineup.
so you can
That's what you guys heard, right?
Yeah, so,
All right.
okay, so
All right.
I'm gonna put some framework around that, John. So.
I told you
we
it's
have-
legal binding.
We have the ability to you guys have a customized channel lineup. There was back and forth ahead of time and basically we arrived at a channel lineup. We have the ability to change that. The-
And to put 3 back at 3, 8 back at 8, 13 back at 13, like it used to be.
instead of the dot channels, is that? So there is equipment that essentially puts the channel numbering scheme back in place. It's not cheap, but this is the first time I've had this discussion about the channel item, so it's certainly something we can look at. Okay?
Is that on Charter's end or is that on Sandy Pine's end?
As far as what?
The equipment that you said that wasn't cheap.
Well, it's probably on both of our ends. How's that?
What's not cheap? How much is not cheap?
I believe the piece of equipment that is referred to as a P-SIP cherry picker costs about $50,000.
Can we get it on eBay?
Maybe. It might be a business model.
Free shipping.
So, back to the channel app though. I think that the preference would be to not do this every month, right? We would like to arrive before the season, the high season for you guys, at your agreeable channel lineup and make the changes ahead of that, and then revisit it the next season, right? And get the channel lineup that you guys want. I mean, that is one of the things. I mean, there's a lot of give on this technology, especially so far, right? All this stuff that went away. The one thing that is good is that you can customize your channel lineup and you can do things like insert your own Sandy Pines channels and content in there.
So that being said, we do have a questionnaire that will be at the admin building. Don't go there tomorrow morning because I haven't actually sent it over to them yet. I know you guys will race over there and be waiting for it to unlock. Give me a day. Give me till Monday, okay? And I will have a full-blown questionnaire on what channels would you guys like to have on that lineup. We will do the best that we can in mixing those channels, okay? So if there are 500 people that want QVC, we're gonna go for QVC, okay? So also, those that are on the web online, there is a poll that is actually the channel lineup. So you guys will get that at the end of the WebEx, that will have that poll on it. So it is coming. Please fill it out. We will also be sending out a Survey Monkey. I know it's a cool term, but it's called Survey Monkey. We'll send it out via email, so you guys don't have to go to the admin building. If you guys have email and you want to fill it out online, it's a simple checkbox, doom, and you can put in short answers. It'll come back to us. We will compile everything. I will post the findings, and you guys can blast us on Facebook for that. Good enough? No?
John, I would say that the people that are lacking the NFL Network, you need to hurry.
This cherry picker.
Yes.
right, that you're talking
Yes.
about, We happen to try to correct this situation by getting a unit that has a tuner in it.
Okay. Yeah.
We got 2 devices
Okay.
for different content. Now, if you use that device, how is it going to affect our contour? Is our contour going to be, when it's
That's a great question, because, well, I mean, I think that again, that technology I think is referred to as PSIP, and it's an identifier that we use to correlate. You guys are essentially, like you said, seeing the raw version. And in Charter's head end, we've always used a device that puts the channels in a nice lineup like you guys are used to. I would say that we would have to look at that particular tuner device to see if it reads PSIP.
Well, the reason I said it is because the unit that we bought it off the internet.
Okay?
And I don't understand why you guys don't have that, that type of tuner
Yeah.
has been around a while.
Yeah, it has. And I gotta tell you, I mean, I get yelled at about this by a lot of customers, okay? So I've been yelling at Charter for the year or so that I've been doing this about that, right? That, you know, there needs to be a spec out external quantum tuner that Charter makes available. And,
that meeting right
I
now.
got yelled at by Grand Valley State about it again this morning, right? Same problem. They need more quantum tuners. They need them to be something the Charter supports. They need,
Okay, I will.
you know, there's a lot of demand for that.
Thanks for calling. That's why I called you. I didn't want to call you till after the
But
meeting.
in order to use that, you guys have to
Yeah,
put
I
out
know
a
you did.
digital card. that
I'm
we
here
can
for
put
it.
on that device.
Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
B?
Yeah, he wants to know why we can't buy a digital tuner card like I have at my house for my TiVo. It goes on the back, it's a little card like that, and it allows us to get the digital channels. Why can't we do that for our own DVRs here and not Charter's DVRs? Oh, come on, can't we?
I don't believe you can, because that's what
You're
everybody
right,
tells
Tom.
me, right? You know, I think that this all happened very quickly, right? And we are learning what's working, what's not working. Obviously, to be so short-sighted to think that people weren't gonna miss their DVRs and their video on demand and things like that was not a very wise thing, That's, I mean, again, that's at the top of my list. And it's not that we haven't been screaming about that, because a lot of other folks. I'm sorry. I'll try and yell.
I'd rather you do it right than do it quick.
Believe me, I'm with you, right?
Please do.
Yep. And, you know, I think a lot of why we're all in this room is because a lot of things had to happen quick, right? And
I don't know whether they had that.
well, so, and I'm really saying that from my side, from Charter's side, right? We had to put solutions in place, and Charter is not a very quick company when it comes to rolling out new technology. You guys have the same channel guide that you've had on those bottom, you don't have them anymore. Never mind. But, okay, so Charter just, you know, they don't roll things out very quickly. They tend to let things sit in a lab and test them for 2 years, right? And this scenario, a date circled on the calendar by which everything had to be different, didn't allow for those kinds of things to be accounted for very well.
Well, I got Charter at home and it's great at home.
Yep.
But it sucks here right now.
Okay, that's a perfect summary of the whole thing.
John,
Where are you?
John, I'm over here. Are you getting to the questions that are on papers? Because we're answering an awful lot of them out of the audience. So we asked them to do that for a purpose.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of these questions actually is, well, there's quite a few directed at me, but I won't read those yet. This one was, why was the meetings held so late in the season when so many members could not attend? It was done intentionally, so no, I'm just kidding.
I'll take some of the
So,
responsibility.
no. Because this does bother me, because we do try to communicate with all members, and we're constantly working on it. WebEx, the bulletin boards, Facebook, email, newsletters, Survey Monkeys. We're trying to communicate the best we can. There is no possible way we are going to appease 12,000 people's schedule. So what we're doing, I know y'all want to attend and y'all want to be there. I get that, and do try to be there. We will definitely try to do more WebExes, like I was saying, just so you can attend. It came late in the season because the season ran hard. I mean, we were underwater most of the season trying to make things run. Trying to get charter, no offense, get the trucks rolling, the modems out there, the digital conversion. A lot of that had to happen. And to be honest with you, whoever asked the question, okay, I'm glad it actually happened later in the season, right? Because now we can decide what to do. If it happened in the beginning of the season, we wouldn't know what our frustrations were. Now we do know what our frustrations are. We can work on those. We can get that channel line up that's important to us. We can work on the DVRs. We can work on that kind of stuff over the summer, where a lot of you snowbirds get to fly away, a lot of us Michiganders get to stay. So, and that doesn't mean that you guys can't help us by any stretch of imagination about being on committees from afar, or joining WebExes from afar, participating in surveys from afar. But this is our time now when things slow down and get quiet for us to fix next year, right? I mean, that's what happens. You guys go away, we sweep up. Not you guys, some of you guys stay here, I get that. But that is actually when the downtime, right? We're restocking shelves, after hours type of scenario. So, meetings, I'm sorry, we're doing the best we can. All of the volunteers do a great job here. I hope you guys know that all the committees are volunteer run, and those people are investing in your time, in you, in this park. I mean, they're giving up that time, so just be a little lenient when you go, okay, well, I want it Saturday afternoon at 1. Well, hear me complain, I worked a 60-hour work week, I'd like to spend some time with my kids on Saturday afternoon too. I'm off my soapbox. Internet advertisements on TV say $29.95 and it's $45 to Sandy Pines. Why are you stealing from us?
Me personally. So all of those the Charter is a great advertising company, I guess, right? We put a ton of ads on our own television system, right? All day long. My understanding of, and I don't deal with residential other than the fact that I'm a residential customer, right? My understanding of those residential rates is they're bundle rates, they require contract term commitments.
$29.99 for 2 years, and then it goes up.
For which service, I'm sorry?
Internet only.
Internet only?
It was $29.99.
Okay.
Then it went up.
And did you have to be committed to a long-term year-round agreement?
No, 2 years.
You were able to call in at the end of the season, disconnect, and still get that $29.95 rate? Okay. If that's how it was before, we certainly weren't aware of that, and it's something we should absolutely take a look at for next season, right? If that's something that's available to residential customers under the same kind of ground rules that we put this together, then it needs to be looked at. You guys shouldn't be paying more for your internet service because you're buying it through a business account or through a centralized account. That wasn't the intention.
Tom, also on the same channels that we see the Spectrum Charter
Yes.
ads at $29.95, that's when you bundle 3 items. It's phone, television, and internet. We also see that, and I didn't know that there was a contract. I thought it was a no contract, but that being said, we also see business internet, which is the same 60 megabyte at $55 a month. That's $10 more than we're paying. So
It is, and that is, so I am more familiar with the business packages. That is a bundle rate. right? That is when you have to have at least one other line of business to get that rate, right? It doesn't require a long-term commitment, right? So, I mean, your service is cheaper than that, but not dramatically cheaper than that, I guess is the point, right?
Yeah, I wonder, 60 megabyte speed
Yeah,
at $55 or $29.95, I guess I'm curious as to why there's a difference there.
It is the same, they advertise it.
That includes wireless, box too.
the same package for $29.95.
No, for the 45 or 55.
Okay,
And why can't we charter get a wireless router? Why does everybody have to go learn to program their own router?
so in my world, on the business side of things, when I sell someone a wireless router, okay, I have to charge them a fee every month for that router. So typically what I tell customers is, you can pay me every month $15 a month forever, or you can go buy one for $50 and install it yourself. That's what I tell people, and it's their choice, right? I guess it was, we didn't really talk about wireless routers for Sandy Pines. If there is enough demand for that, I'm sure it's something we can look at. I think
I'm sure 90%
those things are kind of a pain to,
use wireless.
yeah, I mean, everybody uses wireless.
Are gonna know how to
Yeah,
install it, and how many people are going to pay somebody or a few people in there, how much money are they gonna charge
yeah,
to come and do it, and will they really know what they're doing? And how many people will have computers that don't work right after somebody comes in and says, yeah, I can do it.
yeah. So that's something we should look at, I think, right? Is the ability to offer a straight wireless product.
This should be, if we're getting a modem, I don't care if we buy it, coming from Charter, it's already programmed with your modem,
Yeah,
plug it in and go. And,
and then our technicians own the problems too, so,
right, exactly, just like the modem.
yeah.
That takes away, I mean, I think a lot of people in here would rather have Charter's modem,
Yeah, I guess, I
I
don't
mean, not modem,
really even understand why Charter offers a non-wireless one anymore, but
pardon?
I said, I'm not sure I fully understand why Charter even offers a non-wireless product, because everybody has to plug their own wireless equipment into it, right?
Right,
So,
again, I don't understand why that's not being done.
something we can take a look at, okay? And again, I'll make sure that's in my notes, okay? Yep.
So the people that signed up with Charter this year, Charter Internet, I guess. The question is, how do I get reimbursed for my $103 per month for my triple bundle contract at Charter Pro?
Rebate checks, I already got. Rebate checks, I already received one from Charter.
Rebate checks.
I already received 2 of them, actually.
Sally,
That's good.
see this lady up front. Where's Sally? Sally, she's right here in the black dress, raising her hand. She'll show you exactly who to talk to.
I talked to Maddie and they take everything away from me. They say I don't contract.
She's got the hookup. So this is a person that has bought through Charter the internet, not through Sandy Pines Charter.
Okay.
Why has there been so many internet interruptions this summer?
Yeah.
With Charter, directly Charter, not Sandy Pines Charter, just Charter.
My understanding is that there's been a lot of interruptions around the state. And the only answer I have for that is that Charter is trying to improve our network, right? There are some things inside of that we control and some things we don't. Like we have outages when there was somebody shot a fiber line with a shotgun, right? So some things we don't control, some things we do. I am of the opinion that Charter has far too many outages. Okay? Honestly, with regard to the outages that you guys have experienced, I don't know whether it was something internally or something outside of Sandy Pines. I do know there were a lot of outages this summer around the state on the internet service, right? Yep. Yep.
Yeah, there was a good-sized electrical storm that came through here and did some damage to charter modems, to some cameras, and to some access points. So we're just very susceptible to that being out here. So hang on, I gotta get through the questions. Karen, where's Karen Helder? Did she leave? Karen? Where are you? I couldn't read your writing, but it sounded important.
We can't hear the question.
She's talking about on-demand. I will repeat this question, because it's about on-demand.
Last year, at the end of the year, I asked, we have to turn the box in, why can't we keep the box and not have to have an installment, the other people in the spring of the week? And he says, just pay for it through the year, through the winter. And he says, it's cheaper that way, he says, you keep the box, and we'll come back, it's all set up. Then Charter took on the way, so we pay for it all through the winter, and so it's gone.
Okay, so she has an on-demand box, and then when we switched over to digital, that and they came in and stole it from her place, and they won't give her money back. How do you respond to that, Tom? Steve?
I don't know that I have a response for that, right?
Who can she talk to? Can she name drop Tom Margarita, and will that get anywhere in Charter?
That may hurt more than it helps.
Can we get some local rep that you know, that you had drinks with or whatever, that will help us here, that's on the residential side with some of our opportunities to make things right with these people?
I think the right way to handle issues at this point is for those issues to come into Sandy Pines and for those issues to then be communicated to me to get them addressed. Okay? And if that's been happening and we're not getting things resolved, then we're going to have to do better.
So what's the easiest way that people can get in touch with you then? You want to handle this?
Through Sandy Pines.
Okay.
That's how.
So the ladies at the front? You better
How you guys want to have that happen is up to you. Okay?
I know that didn't answer your question, but we'll come around. We will. Can we get GR channel 8.1? Yes, if it is enough people want it. I don't know. Hank, where are you? Weather.
So it's the
Yeah.
So let me ask you
local
a
weather,
dumb-
right? I
let me
mean,
ask
we're
a
in
dumb question.
tornado alley right
Let me
here.
ask a dumb question. What Weather Channel version are you guys getting today?
The national one.
Instead of the local on the 8th thing, or?